Hey everybody, welcome back to Champion Sons and our NCAA football series where we are the head coach of the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And we came off a big win last week against West Virginia, or I guess in the previous episode against West Virginia. And now we've got ourselves another Big 12 matchup coming up against TCU. But before we do get to that, let's hit up our recruiting board just a little bit. Make sure for the guys that we do hold the lead on, that we're still able to actually keep that lead at the moment. And then some that maybe we drop too far off, once you get too far behind, there's really not much of a point in wasting time with keeping them on the board. Eventually we do just remove some of those guys that we got no shot at. But right now, I think we've got a decent class coming up. Our first couple picks being 68, 69 overall. I say picks, but recruits being a 68, 69 overall. Developmental wise, it'll take a couple years, but we're looking at them being in I would say solidly in the 80s, assuming training works out and all that. So now here's a 71 guard, Johnny McCoy. We are trailing to TCU, but I think if we can beat TCU and start this season out 2-0, that would actually help us out a lot as far as that recruiting goes for him. And to get an offensive lineman like that, it would be well worth that additional points for this week. Now, working our way down the line, I do love having athletes like Scott Mitchell. Yeah, 66 overall. But the versatility they offer is, once again, as I said, well worth the points. Now, Michael Williams, he's a cornerback, 68 overall. When you compare him to a good chunk of the cornerbacks we have right now on the defense, he's someone where the freshman year after development, he would probably in training, he's probably going to be automatically into a starting role. Maybe not top two, but definitely probably a slot corner. We do have some senior guys there that will be moving out, so he could definitely fit into those. Now, some of these guys that you'll see, like Shannon Adams being a 61 overall, we are trailing to Arkansas just by 50 points is what that amounts to, but he's a 61, so if we're able to jump over Arkansas, then great, but I'm not going to spend that many additional points to make that happen. Now, looking at Bobby Daniels, 67, we are too far behind. For some reason, the kid loves UTSA, so, more power to him. Let him go there. And then as we continue down, Derek Jensen, defensive end, 66 overall. I think we need our focus on the defensive side, but I'm not going to waste points on an athlete that's not either going to allow some versatility like someone that's rated as an athlete, or puts us in that potential to get a high prospect to be in a 70, mid 70 rating going into their freshman year. So now with the recruiting done, we are going to jump on into it as we are here at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas, getting ready to take on our first top 25 matchup of the season as we face down the TCU Horned Frogs, ranked at number 22 in the nation. Now, the season is young, so the stat comparison and where both teams lie as far as passing offense, rushing offense, passing, that you got to take that for what it is right now. I believe, I've said that before when we were at Tennessee, it's just the very beginning. There's not still kind of feeling our team out. A lot of players are still feeling out their team for the competition. So you're not going to get true stat lines till we get to about week, I'd say 5 to 6. Then you're really going to start seeing those powerful offenses show on the numbers, and the weaker offenses, you're going to see them start to fall off relatively quickly. So we're going to jump on into it here as we get ready with TCU having possession of the ball to start this game. And Jackson back at quarterback hands it off to the running back, Jackson. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of only 2 yards on that one. Our defense, we are needing a big performance from them. Played decent for most of the game against West Virginia, but seriously faltered in that second half. So we really need to avoid a collapse like that and kind of maintain everything tough through this game. And on the next play, they're going to hand it off again as Jackson just runs over our man. And he's going to be brought down after a gain of 7. That was a powerful run, looking like LT back there just bowling people over and getting them yards as he picks up 7 yards. So 3rd and 1 is where they have it at the 39-yard line. They're going to be in a shotgun formation as they do a handoff again to their backup running back, Humphrey, who came in for this play, and he's going to be brought down by Lance Bell for a loss of a yard, and that will bring up a 4th and 2. And that's a good stop by our defense. Stop him back, force a punt, and here we are coming back at him with an opportunity on a 2nd and 1 as they bring a free blitzer, and he gets through untouched. That 2nd and 1 became a 3rd and 9 really quick. Kellen Allen for the Horned Frogs gets through right past our running back, and he goes into the end zone and is going to, or not into the end zone, but gets the sack and brings us down relatively quickly. So on the next play, Conception, he's going to find our man over the middle, big time play to Chad McMillan for 21 yards. That is how you get moving down the field right there. Conception to McMillan. That is a hell of a play. We're going to need more like that as we continue in this game. But look at that. We do have an injury, and that looks like McMillan did go down. So he's going to have to be looked at, and hopefully he'll be okay and be able to come back later on. So now at the 1st and 10 at about the 24-yard line, so we change up the play at the line. They bring some pressure. We fired over the middle. John White's going to make the catch on that slant pattern, getting hit right by the linebacker immediately after and picks up a gain of 7 yards right there. And so now we are in prime scoring position here on our first drive on offense at the 17-yard line with the 2nd and 3. And we're going to come out in a shotgun formation with 3 wide receivers set. As we go ahead and hand that one off to Weber up the middle, he's unable to escape and gets brought down after only a gain of 2 yards. He's got 2 rushes for 11 yards total today. Last week he had a great game, but we do have to keep persevering with this run to keep that defense honest going forward. So 3rd and 1, coming out in the shotgun formation one more time. Handing it off up the middle, and they're going to stuff us. Weber gets stuffed for 0 yards. That was a perfect run blitz by the defense. You got to give them credit when credit is due. So early on, we have the option to go for it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the points where we can. This is a top 25 team, so we do need points to win this game. And so that field goal is going to be up, and it is good. And with that, let's take a look at a score from around the country. As our old school Tennessee is ranked number 3 in the nation, and they have a tough test right now as they're taking on number 23 LSU at home, and the Tigers are ahead of the Volunteers 7-0. It's not what you really like to see from your former school. Now, Iowa State, an in-conference rival, is beating Iowa here in the second quarter, 21-14. And that would be a pretty big win for them. That helps them kind of jump up and get some momentum going, which is, once again, not good for us. So with that being said, we're going to join up with TCU as we get closer to the end of the first quarter as they are on offense in the pistol formation. Hand it off to the left side. They got a big hole, makes a man miss, and Jackson is down the left sideline. Actually, that was Robbie Humphrey. He picked up 19 yards on that rush. Thought that was Jackson they had back there, but he made a swift little juke move, threw us off balance, and he gets all the way down to the 17 and picks up a 1st and 10 for TCU. So now 1st and 10, they're going to be in the shotgun formation. Gets into receiver motion, hand it to him. He hurdles a man up the middle, and he falls forward into the end zone as TCU will now take the lead. Their rushing attack is really doing some damage to us. They have 86 yards in total, as well as getting that touchdown right there. Now we're going to go ahead to the second quarter. We were held scoreless on our previous drive, so we did punt the way to TCU, still trailing 7-3 at this point. Now TCU is still trying to run the ball right down our throats. I will say, thankfully, they're not going in a hurry-up offense like most of the Big 12 generally does, or else we would be pretty tired at this point. So after that 3-yard rush, TCU has a 2nd and 7 at about the 48-yard line of the Red Raiders. And finally, Jackson's going to get out of the pocket. We are going to chase him down after a gain of about 3 yards. TJ Jackson. He's a very mobile quarterback, but he definitely has his eyes down the field at all times and has a capability to make most throws that come before him. So after that rush, it is only going to be 3rd and 4. As TCU's in the shotgun once again. Our defense, we don't bring any pressure, but our 3-man line gets there, and we get the interception. Donaldson goes up and gets it. He's taking it back the other way and is brought down quickly. But the first turnover of the game goes to us, as we got the great interception. 3-man attack, no blitz needed, brought the pressure, and forced Jackson to get rid of it before he really wanted to, and we were able to jump up and snag that one out of the air. Donaldson, great play by our defense. Now, in an effort to try to repay the defense for their effort, we hand it off to Ryan Weber, and who's going to pick up 2 yards. And you see, he's got 15 yards total on 6 rushes. So it is tough sledding here in the first half for the running game. Hopefully, we can keep pounding it away and get something going later on. So on the second and 8, Conception rolling out to the right. He's got open field in front of him, and he's going to take off. Conception gets out of bounds at the 32-yard line. 18-yard rush. That is a type of play we needed. They went with the man defense, and they lost containment, and they spread it out wide and had to take it down the field. And this drive is continuing after that big-time run, as we are going to be in the shotgun formation again, handing it to Weber up the middle. A little bit of a hole, and he does kind of get through, but they close that gap pretty quick, holding Weber to just 5 yards right there. Having a mobile quarterback, he's not the fastest, obviously, but he can get the job done. Conception, our option style of offense definitely keeps him always a threat, whether it be passing or in the rush game. So now we're going to go 5 wide with a 2nd and 5. Conception scans over the field, fires it. He gets Sparks over the middle. Big time 20-yard reception. Hunter Sparks right up the gut. Conception finds him and fits it into a tight zone. What a pass by him, getting all the way down there real quick. And so here we are with a prime scoring opportunity now inside the 10-yard line, goal to go. 1st and goal as we get it over to Herman, and he's actually going to drop that one. He was very reliant for us last week, but now we got a flag on top of that. Clipping, you got to be kidding me. That is not how you want to do it. John White, clipping, that's really a block in the back, I think, but they made it be clipping in this game. So that sucks for us, as we are going to be pushed all the way back to the 22-yard line now. But hey, at least it's a 1st and goal again, and in reality, being a little bit further away gives you that much more space to work with. And when you have this type of offense and receivers, that kind of works out to our advantage as Conception. They read that option play perfectly, but he makes a swift move around the defensive end and picks up good yardage, as he's got 4 rushes for 26 yards on the afternoon, a little over about 6.5 yards per rush at this point. So now 2nd and goal is going to come in at about the 15-yard line in the shotgun formation, going 3 wide. As we run a little bit of play action now, and they bring the pressure, fired over the middle, and that one's going to be incomplete. Conception, 4 of 6 for 56 yards, and thankfully that one did not land in anybody's hands, because it probably would have been a defender if it had. So now 3rd and goal from, it's actually the 14-yard line, is where we are based at, trying to get something happening to take the lead. We need a big play right here. Conception gets the snap, scans over the field, fires it over the middle. It's caught for the touchdown. Kyle Jones, 14-yard reception. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby, oh, baby. Kyle Jones, right over the middle. Not really used too much off the slot. But with the injury earlier in this game, he did get some playing time, and man, he has taken advantage of it. High pointing that pass in the end zone, comes down and holds on with it. And we are going to take this lead 10-7 here, coming into here in the second quarter. Now we do hold TCU on defense, and so now we're with the ball again, trying to drive and extend out this lead. Ryan Weber starting to get a little bit of momentum going his way, as he picks up a 9-yard rush right there. Only 31 yards for the day on 10 carries. So still well below his average from last week, but he is starting to heat up, and we're taking this clock down as we still have a 3-point lead, 10-7 in this game. 2nd and 1, Conception in the shotgun, gets the snap, scans over the field, and he gets pressured and gets brought down for the sack. It is a sack. It's only a loss of 3 yards. Sean Charles there gets his first sack of the day, his 2nd tackle for the loss on the afternoon. Now this clock is continuing to run, as we are going to be approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first half. So Conception's going to go 3 wide with 1 tight end to the right side, all receivers to the left. sends us back in motion. They bring some pressure. He lofts it over the middle. It's caught for the touchdown. Curtis Mueller, 17 yards. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. What a play that was to extend this lead to 10 points. Curtis Mueller right over the middle, fearless, and makes the touchdown catch. Now, that is how the score will remain all the way through halftime, and so we're going to catch up here in the third quarter, about 7 minutes to go, as we are driving once again here, already with a 10-point lead, trying to extend it out even further. We get that pass off to Matt Herman for a big play, as he's going to get us all the way down to about the 16-yard line, as we are now inside the red zone. And if we can get this game extended by a 17-point lead, that would be huge for us and provide us a little bit of safety cushion. As we hand it off to Weber up the middle, cuts back to the right, and is finally hit and brought down after a tough 8-yard gain right there. Ryan Weber, 12 rushes for 48 yards. He's up to about 4 yards per carry at this time. A pretty well improvement from how this first quarter started for him in this game to where he is right now in the third. So this drive that we are on, it's a 7-play, 64-yard drive as we try to finish this one off with a touchdown here. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. As we get the pass over to John White, touchdown, Red Raiders. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby, oh, baby. John White on the curl route gets open in perfect spot, fit right down into that zone, and we were able to hit him for a quick, fast touchdown. And that is how you want to play the game right there. So with that, we do take a 24-7 lead. And now TCU did score on us real quick once again, but that was only a field goal. So now we do lead by 2 touchdowns, 24-10. And we're going to fire it over, and Harold for TCU is going to actually step in front of that and intercept it. And that's going to be our first turnover of the day, a big-time one right where we did not want it to happen, still with plenty of time left in this game. As we threw that, just did not see him sitting there in that zone, and he takes full advantage of it. So now here comes the Horned Frog offense back onto the field at about the 20-yard line as they run the option to the left. And their man Jackson's going to get away from our first guy. He'll be brought down after a gain of 6 yards. And that was a big play for us, we needed to get some form of momentum that we've basically lost with that interception. But that 6-yard gain kind of keeps us from being able to do that. And so here we go, 2nd and 4, now from about the 12-yard line. Jackson with the ball. He scans the field. We bring the pressure. He gets the pass away to his running back, and we will hammer him to the ground. Matt Jackson on the reception, but I'm willing to bet you he regrets catching that one as we forcefully put him to the turf. But that does bring up 1st and goal. TCU trying to continue to build to get back into this game, and our defense is struggling at this point. As Jackson gets the snap, fires it over to Jackson once again, who's finally going to be brought down. He did break one tackle, but it was finally brought down after a gain of only a couple yards right there, as that brings up 2nd and goal now from the 6-yard line. And so this is where things get tough, right? They do have speed on the outside, so slant routes and everything we do have to be careful for, but we are going to bring some pressure to try to get Jackson to release a bad pass like we did when he threw the interception earlier, but instead he goes the option, and Bell is able to make the stop. Our nose tackle gets in there behind the line real quick and actually brings him down, read that play perfectly. And that is a big stop for us to bring up a 3rd and goal after a loss of 1, this time from the 7-yard line. With just about 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty here, almost to quarter number 4, needing to make a big stop. As Jackson gets the snap, hands it off, and he's going to be stopped easily. Our rush defense has done pretty well on a good amount of plays to prevent TCU from being able to do much with the ball. So they do kick a field goal, and so now the lead is 24-13 as we come driving back down the field. Conception lowering his shoulder. DeMarcus picking up a 12-yard rush as he's got 46 rushing yards on the day on 7 total rushes, and that was a big physical one right there. That is what we need to have happen. We need to just hammer this ball down their throat, wear out this defense, and take this W on into the locker room. So on the next snap, we drop it off, and he's going to throw his 2nd interception. Conception did not read Harrell once again. Comes up with that one, just did not see him there. Did not think he was going to be able to stick with our man like he did, and he made us pay for that mistake as he jumps in front of that pass and gets the interception. And now TCU coming back once again with the ball at the 32-yard line. Jackson drops it off to his running back, and we're going to bring him down. A pretty lucky tackle on that one, but we'll take it after a gain of only 3 yards. Now, T.J. Jackson, 10 of 14 for about 66 yards on the day. A pretty mild day for him and the caliber of player that he is. But hey, whatever it is, we will take it, as we do still have a 24-13 lead going into the fourth quarter. However, TCU has scored 6 unanswered points and looks to be having momentum turn their way. But we just got to stop making stupid mistakes, is really what it amounts to at this stage of the game. So here we come now on defense, still trying to stop the Horned Frog offense at about the 30-yard line here as they continue to drive to get cut into our lead even more. In the shotgun formation, multiple wide receivers out there. They send the tight end in motion. Jackson still calling play, getting the snap option to the left, and he's got wide open space in front of him. Oh my goodness, you've got to be kidding me. Our safety got blocked by a receiver that was blocking our DB. That was just piss poor defense all around by everybody. And TCU will not only get that touchdown, but they will also add a 2-point conversion to make the score 24-21 here in this game. And now trying to wrestle any form of momentum back from this Horned Frog football team. And this is a big time drive for us. We need to have some points on the board. We've been held scoreless outside of the one touchdown in the start of the third quarter, and that we have not been able to do anything with the ball. So we do get a quick little 6-yard pass. We get Ryan Weber involved in the passing game. He does have 17 receiving yards on 3 total receptions, and so that's something we probably need to look at doing to mix things up, as our 2 interceptions has really hampered us. We've only thrown 5 incompletions, but 2 of those were interceptions that went the other way. And Ryan Weber, he's turning it around at the 5. Touchdown, Tech. Oh, my goodness. Oh, baby. Get your guns up on that one. Ryan Weber took the handoff, cuts it out to the right, and beautiful blocking by our tight end right there as he kicks it out and he escapes into the end zone. What a big-time play by this Tech offense. And so now we're going to advance time a little bit all the way to about 3 minutes to go in this game, as we still have a lead, but the lead is now 31-28. TCU has come back to score a touchdown. So they've cut it to within 3 points. And if you look at that, that's not good. John Smith is out with back spasms. He's not going to be able to be in there for these last few minutes. That is not what we need to see. And in all reality, I do keep him out because we have a long season ahead of us. We're going to have some tight games, and I'd rather have him healthier for a comeback win versus, possibly getting him even more injured in a game where we just need to sustain a lead. And so now, about 2 minutes to go in this game, TCU did use a timeout right there to stop the clock. So we do have a 3rd and 8, 2 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. Conception in the shotgun, 4 wide. As he gets the snap, scans over the field, fires it real quickly, and that one's going to be dropped. Great play by the defense. Brandon Huggins with the pass breakup. And that, man, we will have to punt the ball. Too far to go for it. So TCU is now driving down the field. It's only a field goal differential, so as long as we keep him out of the end zone, we've got something going. And our defenders get tied up right there trying to chase down and take the angle on Humphrey. So he makes a big play all the way down to about the 34-yard line. TCU trying to come back, as there is 1 minute remaining in the game. Down by 3. The score, Texas Tech 31, TCU Horned Frogs 28. So Jackson gets a snap, bring quick pressure to him. He gets the pass off, though, but we will stop his man before he gets to the first down marker. And that brings up a 2nd and 1. Now, TCU only has 1 more timeout, so they are going to start going a little bit quicker because they have to. And when they do spike the ball right there, bringing up a 3rd and 1. If we can make a big stop on this 3rd and 1, and then when they force a field goal out of it and still leave some time on the clock, we may be able to make something happen. But we got to step up and man up as a defense. All right, so here we go. TCU in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers. They send their tight end in motion from left to right. Jackson gets the snap, scans over the field. He breaks away from the pressure. He's got nobody in front of him, open field, and he slides down. You got to be kidding. Slid down at about the 7-8 yard line, as that brings up. Actually, they're going to give it to him at the 6. That's a 1st and goal now for TCU. So we've got to play better than that. Cannot let him escape. His feet are finally starting to hurt us, and he throws it out to the left to Jackson. He's going to get blasted, Matt Jackson, but he does pick up 2 yards. The clock is continuing to tick away. We are under 25 seconds remaining in this game. We still have a 3-point lead. Needed to keep it together, and they will spike it. TJ Jackson, 136 yards and 2 interceptions on the afternoon. As long as we just keep him out of the end zone, that's what we need. I'll take a tie and let us go to OT to settle it. I think we can outlast them, maybe. But with the shotgun formation, TCU getting set. Only 1 timeout remaining. They got to be careful with it. 3rd and goal. Jackson drops back, scans over the field, fires his over the middle, and gets his man Richard Bailey. The one thing we could not have happen was a touchdown pass, and they scored it, and that is how the game does end. We blow a 17-point lead in the second half, and TCU comes back to win 35-31. That's not how you want to end a game at all. Now, good thing is we are still 1-1 on the season, so we do have 10 more games to go before this regular season is over. We have a lot of football left. And I think as an offense, we've seen a lot of other guys step up in places. And so that's a very positive note to see. We'll have to see how these younger guys kind of develop as we go through this season. But definitely conception, we have to limit our mistakes, those interceptions, and continue to kind of keep a high-powered offense that just doesn't play stupid. So, on that note, I do want to remind y'all to hit the subscribe button if you have not hit it already, and definitely hit the thumbs up button if you did like today's video, as it really does help out the channel, and we greatly appreciate it and everything that y'all do for us here at Champ and Sons. So we are going to go ahead and advance on. We will have a bye week coming up, and then we're going to play North Texas. Once again, I believe that is a home game. So North Texas will be the next episode, and I will see y'all in that episode. So as always, everybody, stay safe, and well, you know how it goes by now. Later, y'all.